Doug Anderson here on the deserted stage of Town Hall Theater. And I want to talk to you about a very exciting project we have coming up in the next couple of weeks. Before I knew any of you, I'm talking decades ago, I was a playwright. Wrote several plays, won some competitions. It really wasn't much of a career, but I have written one play that has had a life. And it's had a life because of its extraordinary story. And it's based on the life of German minister Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Do you know him? Bonhoeffer is very famous in Europe. Streets are named after him. He turns up on postage stamps. He's considered one of the great heroes of World War II, but he's not very well known over here. And it's an amazing story. He's a little German minister, theologian, who of course is very disturbed by the rise of Hitler. But what really appalls him is the fact that the German church, his church, supports Hitler. And from beginning to end, the German Christian church supported the work of Adolf Hitler. Well, he had to do something about this. He went on the radio, he spoke out against Hitler, he spoke out against the church, which made him a marked man. In fact, in a famous radio address, they pulled the plug on him and wouldn't let the nation hear the rest of what he had to say. He then withdraws from the church and sets up his own seminary to teach young people about social justice. And eventually, strangely enough, he falls in with a group of people who feel that their only alternative is to try to assassinate Adolf Hitler, and they very nearly succeed. Eventually he's thrown into prison where he does a lot of writing, and he is finally killed in a concentration camp. It's a marvelous, marvelous story, and at heart what it's really about is belief. And Bonhoeffer's feeling that you can say you believe anything, but unless you do something about those beliefs, and unless you put them into practice, those beliefs aren't worth anything. And I think that's a timely message for any decade and any generation. So, we've decided to do a Reader's Theater version of this online on the 22nd of October. That's a Thursday at 7:30. And that alone is exciting enough for me to get this play in front of you all. But when I started talking with actors, the best actors in Vermont, it amazed me that they all said, absolutely, we want to be part of that. So we have put together an all-star company for this reading. Mark Nash, who ran the Vermont Stage Company so brilliantly for so many years. Josh Collier, who created the Barn Opera and is doing so much for performance in Central Vermont. Ethan Bowen, who created the Bald Mountain Stage Company. Lindsay Pontius, who created Courageous Stage and created the education program here. Steve Small, who ran the Addison Repertory Theater. And actors you've seen on stages all over Vermont. Karen Lefko, Eric Kronka in Montpelier, Gary Smith, so many other performers. I can't name them all. And I'm also pleased that playing the younger roles are 4 of the best student actors that I've ever worked with at Middlebury College. So we have Will Koch, Olivia Christie, Jonah Edelman, and Zach Vericchione. So it's an incredibly strong company, and we're all thrilled because, let's face it, none of us have done any work since February because of the pandemic. And so for all of us to be working together on an exciting project, it's just been a thrill. The central role of Dietrich Bonhoeffer will be played by a Los Angeles-based actor, Steve Phelan. Steve I got to know because a company in Chicago did this several weeks ago. They did a Reader's Theater version online of this play. And Steve was the very best Bonhoeffer I've ever seen. He really captures the humility and yet the strength of this remarkable man. So I immediately found him. I called him up and said, you don't know me, but hey, I wrote that play and I want you to do it again for Town Hall Theater. So he will be playing Bonhoeffer. We're doing this Thursday, October 22nd at 7:30. It will be free, streaming live. So you've got only one chance to see it. So mark your calendar now. And I know that nothing takes the place of a live performance on this stage. However, with this company and with this story, I think you're going to find it a very meaningful and exciting theatrical event. We'll be in touch. We'll tell you more about how to get online and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.